this session, we're going to show you how you can create two y-axis column chart and all the different things you can apply to that. So here I'm bringing two measures to y-axis. One is revenue and the other one is rental count. So I have two y-axis with two measures, and I need one dimension here, which I'm going to choose the reserved one. So as you see here in the graph, now we have the view of two measures, rental count and revenue, by reserved dimension. This is a way that you can find the pattern, different patterns for any influential dimension on any measures. Like as you see here, the revenue, which is the highest in on-site sale, is the same as the rental count, I mean in terms of max, and the least is included in the off-site. So it shows that wherever the revenue was highest, the rental count was highest as well. You can also do by a descending order. Here, as you see, descending order by revenue, it shows to you that it's sorted out based on the highest to the lowest. Or you can do it the other way around using ascending order, which shows from lowest to the highest. Now let's do more work on this graph. Also, you can check here, and under the setting you can show data label, which puts the data on top of each column for you, so you have better and easier visualization on numbers on the graph. Now if we move out reserved and let's bring another dimension. I want to bring quarter dimension here, and I want to do some analysis on my revenue. Let's remove the data, show data label out from here. So I want to do some analysis on my graph and see and create a threshold and see where my revenue on each quarter, my revenue for everything or any specific criteria was less than 200K. So I can create a filter here. I want to filter on specific title, like Call of Duty here. And I also want to filter on a specific city. For instance, I can choose Los Angeles. And as you see, we can see the revenue and rental count for this title for all quarter of 2013 for the city of Los Angeles. So in here, as I see, I have the highest in here on second quarter and the lowest in fourth quarter. And as I said, I want to create new line, or I call it threshold, to show me the limit I had and the limit I want to check the values based on that on the graph. So the y-axis here is the left side one, and the other side is right axis. So I choose the left axis, which as you see on this column chart is revenue. And I want to draw a line. You can choose the color as well, or you can also choose dotted or just the streamline, and click OK. So this is my threshold. I want to know any time in the graph that I have anything, any revenue or rental count, any revenue, because here my chosen criteria was revenue, was below 200. I want to look into that and do more analysis. So in here, as you see on fourth quarter, it was the lowest and it's on borderline. So I click on this and I want to drill down into the months. And I see here in the for the fourth quarter, I didn't have anything for October. For November, I had 54 revenue, and for December, I had 144 revenue. You can save this as separate graph for yourself, or you can have it at that higher level Okay, so if you click on this sign here, you can go back to the higher level, the original level that was based on quarter. If you remember, when I click on this, if you drill down to month, this is creating totally new graph for you, and the value here changed from quarter to month. So that's why I said you can save this as a totally new graph for yourself to do analysis. But in here, I'll go back to the higher level again, and I want to do another calculation here. I want to see the difference from, that's the icon that gives you all the optional calculation you can apply to the graph. I want to see all the differences in terms of revenue compared to the previous period. You can choose to show this only at the year graph or at the quarter graph, or on both. It's up to you. I choose both, so I click OK. And here, as you see, in the first quarter, I had 550 revenue. In the second quarter, I had 750. So I had 200 increase in revenue. And again, on the third quarter, I had 750. I go from 750 to 324. So I dropped 426 in revenue. And in this one, I go from 324 to 198, and I drop 126. So this is the highest drop in revenue. I want to see what happened, what month was the most drop. So I drill down, and again here I see for the third quarter, for the month of July, I had 228 revenue, and then my revenue dropped in August to 16, which is 212 drop in revenue. So that's how I can find out what happened in month of August. I can do more analysis based on different dimension or measure and find out what was the drop, the reason that it dropped in August. And again, the same here is the difference between this and this one.